Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a get ready with me, my fall makeup routine for rosacea and severe cystic acne. So right now, as you can tell, I am having a pretty bad breakout on my chin, and I've got a bit of discoloration coming back from my rosacea. I've also got bags under my eyes because I'm a mom of a 4-year-old and a 1-year-old. So I thought this would be a great opportunity to just give an update on what I'm doing for my makeup, especially now that I'm having to conceal a bit more. This always happens when the weather changes from summer to fall. My skin, I guess my rosacea doesn't like the cold weather as much, so my skin gets a bit drier, a bit more irritated, and then I break out and things like that. So I'm gonna give you a look at the different products that I'm using, how to apply them, and all of that good stuff. First though, I wanna say if you're new to my channel, I would love it if you would subscribe. I post a lot of videos like this. Some of my most popular videos are actually about treatment and skincare and makeup for rosacea. So after watching this, be sure to check out those videos as well. So let's get into it. So I have already washed and cleansed my face. I'll leave a link to in the description box with my specific routine that I use, along with all of the different products. But the first product that I'm going to use is the IT Cosmetics CC Cream. This is the color correcting full coverage cream. It has SPF 50, it's UVA and UVB, and if I'm not mistaken, a majority of their products are cruelty free as well, so I really love that. I'm such a fangirl of IT Cosmetics. I've been using them for years, and they're honestly the only makeup brand that I can use when I'm having a flare-up that won't make it worse, that conceals it very well without highlighting any rough patches or, you know, some of the major bumps and irritation. It does a pretty good job of smoothing that over. I also love that it conceals large pores and scarring, because I've got that as well. And so I'm using quite a bit. I usually don't use this much, but since I'm having a flare-up, I wanna make sure I'm getting good coverage everywhere. And so I just put a little bit on my finger and then I dab it. Just on the different spots that I need help with. And so I actually did get a little too much, so I'm gonna put it on the back of my makeup sponge to use if I need more coverage in any areas. And then I'm gonna take the flat portion of the makeup sponge. This is like, it's not a true beauty blender, but it's the Eco Tools brand, but it does a pretty good job. Also, I got carried away talking to y'all and I didn't even pin my hair back. So let me do that really quick. Okay, now I'm gonna blend everything in. And so I like to do a dabbing motion at first, just to make sure I'm really working that product in. And as you can see already, a ton of the redness is already covered up. For a CC cream, this stuff has got amazing coverage. And y'all, I really, really layer it on when I'm having this kind of a flare-up, because otherwise, and I also just go down my neck a little bit because I do tend to get breakouts along my jawline. So if anything's going on there, I like to make sure that I get it all covered. Okay, so that's the first layer that I do, and I like to just let that sit and soak in a bit because my skin, it's really dry this time of year, and so just kind of let everything kind of slowly absorb. And then once it's no longer tacky feeling to the touch, then I kind of go back in and I'll do some concealing work, and then I'll finish it all off with a setting powder. In the meantime, I will get started on my eye makeup. I talked about this in my drugstore makeup for rosacea video, but it's the Amy Nadine color palette. I got this at Costco several years ago, and unfortunately it is discontinued or something because I can't find it anywhere. but I love this thing. It has lasted me so long. It's got all these really pretty natural shimmery colors, and so if you have this color palette, I'll show you which ones I'm using, but also I will leave a link in the description box to a color palette and brand by Physicians Formula that's very similar. So first I'm gonna go with this lighter shade. It's like the shimmy, it's the shimmery shade here, and I just do it all over my eyes. Next, I'm gonna do my crease with this shade here. It's kind of a copper color. It also has a little bit of shimmer to it, and so I'm just very lightly gonna go through the creases and blend it in. Next, I'm gonna do this sort of matte pale light color, and I'm going to just highlight my eyebrows just on the top bones there, right underneath the arches. And then I haven't been using eyeliner lately. I don't know why, I just haven't been into it. Instead, I've been using just like a little, I don't even know what these brushes are called. I'm not a true beauty vlogger or anything like that. This is just the stuff that I do when I do my makeup that I hope other people find helpful if they have rosacea, so forgive me for the eye makeup part if I don't sound like I know what I'm talking about. But I just use this little angled thin brush here, and I will go through and I take the darkest color and I just take a little bit of that, and then I line the top part of my eye out. Just to give it a little bit more definition, because I am in my 30s, getting older. I've got kids that don't always sleep well at night, you know, because of colds or nightmares or whatever. And so just every little bit helps. If it makes me look more awake, then I'm gonna try it. Okay, my skin still feels slightly tacky, but it's pretty much set, so I'm gonna go ahead and start doing some concealing. I use the Bye Bye Redness. As you can see, I've had this for a long time. Everything's all worn off. This is also by IT Cosmetics. It's a very thick, I've used almost all of it, as you can see. It's a very thick paste, so I will just use a little bit on my finger and dab it on the spots that I need to conceal. And then I just take this little blender brush. It's also by IT Cosmetics, and it's a blending concealer brush, number 203. And I just go in and kind of blend everything in. And if you think everything looks kind of greasy and shiny, that's because it is, but once I do the setting powder, which also has some pore refining qualities to it, it's not gonna look like that. So I use the Bye Bye Pores pressed powder. I used to use the illuminating one, but now I just use the translucent. The illuminating one did leave kind of like a shine on my face, which didn't really look that great as the day wore on. This is great, it's matte, it kind of smooths everything out, and it makes my makeup stay in place all day long, which is very important because chasing after 2 kids, I need something that's gonna last. But so I just use this little foundation brush and go through and dab it. I like to use it underneath my eyes as well because I think it helps a bit with my bags. So already you can kind of see the difference in my nose from my forehead. This stuff, I love it. It does such a good job of like smoothing everything out and making me feel a little bit more natural, like I'm not wearing so much makeup. So now I've done sort of the foundation and concealing work. This guy, and there's another guy right there, they're beasts. They're huge cysts underneath the skin, and they're very painful. Fortunately, with those, I personally have never had luck with completely concealing those. They're so raised on the skin and create so much of a shadow that I feel like I would be here all day trying to fully conceal them. But at least the redness is covered up and the appearance of them is definitely minimized, which I appreciate. Next, I'm gonna curl my eyelashes and do some mascara. I curl my eyelashes before I put mascara on, and I try to get as close to my lash line as possible without pinching myself. And for my mascara, I'm using the Well People Expressionist. I love this brand because, believe it or not, mascara will irritate rosacea when it falls onto your cheeks when you're washing your face or maybe just throughout the day. It can get into your pores and it can cause irritation and inflammation. And so I have switched to a more all-natural brand of mascara. Well People is non-toxic and eco-friendly, and I want to say cruelty-free as well. And I love it. I haven't had any issues. I've actually been noticing that the redness of my rosacea has been improving a bit. I have discoloration right now because of it being fall and colder. I've had more issues with just like hormonal acne breakouts because of my cycles and having PCOS. But I really do think this has made a huge difference in terms of my rosacea skin condition. And so I'm gonna look a little funny when I put this on because I've been doing a new way. So I used to just like look straight ahead at y'all and put it on, but now I look down and blink, which I know that's the way you're supposed to do it. I'm late to the game and I'm only just now figuring out that that's how you're supposed to put mascara on. So I'm gonna do my best, and please forgive me if I look weird. So that's one eye done. I do like to go in and get the corners like fanned out just a bit more. And now I'm gonna do the other eye. And I just go through, I do a little bit, I don't have very many lashes on my bottom line, so Next, I'm gonna use this CoverGirl's Cheekers blush. This is the Sugar Plum, and I've had this for a really, really long time, and I love it. It kind of acts as a bit of like a highlighter, so I don't use a whole lot. I just go right here on the apples of my cheeks, and you can barely tell that I've put anything on, but in person, it adds a bit of like a highlight with a faint pink color to it. You can see it a little bit more on this cheek. And then because of all of the foundation and concealing, I look a little bit pale, like a ghost. So I'm gonna take my Mineral Fusion Bronzer Duo, and this pink shade is a bit too dark for me right now for being fall. I think I wanna find something that's a bit more neutral toned and kind of in theme with the cozy fall vibes. And so I'm gonna skip it and just use the bronzer to add some color. And then I just do very lightly around the peripheral of my face. It's because I like to smile and see that, again, I'm in my 30s and I get like the little creases and lines. I want to make sure like nothing is cakey or setting in any of my like smile or laugh lines, things like that. And then for my lip color, I've got a little bit of foundation on the outer edges of my lips right now, but my lips are naturally kind of reddish pink, and so I don't want to add to that too much more, because then I feel like it brings out any redness that may show up from my rosacea throughout the day. But I found this lipstick by Burt's Bees, and it's in the shade Blush, and I really like it. It's very neutral, and I've had it for a bit now, so it got a little squished in my purse the other day. but I just put a very little bit on my lips. And I don't know if you guys have noticed in my other videos, but my Cupid's bow, it's shorter on this side than the other side, and I don't always take the time to like even them out, but today I am. And that's it. This is my makeup routine for the fall, for rosacea, hormonal acne breakouts, things like that. As you can see, it tends to affect my skin a lot more on this side of my face versus, I wish my whole face looked just like this side. But these are the cards I was dealt, and so I'm doing the best I can. I think in the future, once we have finished growing our family, I am gonna go on Accutane because that is something my doctor, my dermatologist has been pushing for quite a while, and I have seen a lot of women have amazing results. It's hard during that first 6 months, but the payoff I've noticed for them is in terms of just like well-being and self-esteem and pain factor, because these breakouts are really painful. I've just seen it transform so many people's lives, and so I am going to do that in the not so near future, but maybe in like a year and a half, once I've had another baby, done the breastfeeding thing, and I'm done, you know, having kids, and I'll do that and then get some treatments for the scarring. But anyways, I'm rambling. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Please give it a thumbs up if you did. Don't forget to subscribe. I hope you all are having a wonderful week, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.